This video is about specialized cells. In a multicellular organism, different specialized cells can be found doing different jobs. Some cells grow and change to become specialized for specific functions. Cells specialize by undergoing differentiation, which is a process by which cells develop the structure and characteristics needed to be able to carry out their functions. These differences are controlled by genes in the nucleus. Let's look at two specialized cells found in plants. First is the palisade mesophyll cell. Palisade mesophyll cells are found in leaves and their function is photosynthesis. So their adaptations, they have a large number of chloroplasts and they have an elongated columnar shape which increases the surface area for capturing light. These cells are found very close to the upper epidermis so that they can capture maximum amount of light. They are tightly packed so that many cells are available within the same row and they can capture many light as possible so that they can carry out photosynthesis to the maximum. Root hair cells. Root hair cells are found in roots. Just below the tip of the root, there are a lot of root hair cells are available. Their function is absorption of water and minerals from the soil. So they have a few adaptations to make their function more effective. The first adaptation is they have a long and thin extension which increases the surface area for absorption. Next adaptation is it has a lot of mitochondria to supply energy for active transport of minerals. Sometimes these root hair cells to absorb some of the minerals using active transport which needs energy. Therefore, having lot of mitochondria will support it. And their cell walls are thin so that minerals and water can pass through easily. Now let's see some specialized cells found in human body. The first one is ciliated cells. Ciliated cells are having a very special feature that they have cilia, which means hair-like very fine structures found on one surface. Usually they are found uh, in the lining of ducts. So one special place that ciliated cells are found is our respiratory tract. Along the trachea and bronchi, the inner lining is covered with ciliated cells. Now we know sometimes when we breathe in together with air, we might inhale dust particles and some microorganisms. So the function of the ciliated cells is to help in purifying this air. Let's see how this is possible. The inner inside of the respiratory tract is always wet with a sticky substance called mucus. So whatever the dust particles and microorganisms that enter will get trapped within the mucus. So these cilia are able to move to and fro and send the mucus that contains dust and pathogens towards our pharynx so that we can swallow. So their special adaptation is having fine hair-like cilia on their surface which are able to move back and forth. Another place where ciliated cells are found is in the reproductive system of females in the oviduct. Egg cells are released to the oviduct, but egg cells are not able to move by themselves. Egg cells are supposed to move from the ovaries towards the uterus. So this is facilitated by ciliated cells which are found along the oviduct. Red blood cells. The function of red blood cells is to transport oxygen. Let's see how these cells are adapted to carry out their function. These cells contain the red color pigment hemoglobin that binds with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. And their shape is circular from outside, but when you look at the side view, we can see a biconcave shape, which means they are thicker in their edges, but the middle part is thinner. So this forms a biconcave shape, which increases the surface area for efficient diffusion of oxygen. The other adaptation or special feature is the absence of nucleus, providing more space for hemoglobin so that they can transport the maximum amount of oxygen. Neurons are highly specialized cells in our body found in our central nervous system. Their function is conduction of electrical impulses around the body. As you can see in the diagram, the structure is highly adapted. Their shape is very much different from a typical animal cell. They are usually elongated cells. They can connect to and from different parts of the body to the central nervous system. The cell has extensions of cytoplasm which allow communication with other nerve cells or other neuron cells. There are short extensions of the cytoplasm called dendrites, and they are able to receive messages from other neurons. So these neuron cells are interconnected to form a network of neurons. So dendrites will receive messages from the other neurons and bring them towards the cell body. And also there is a long extension of the cytoplasm which is called the axon. The axon takes messages away. An axon has a very special feature. It is covered with a myelin sheath which is a fat layer, and this insulates the axon like how the electrical wires are insulated with a plastic cover. So this insulation speeds up nerve impulses. Sperm cells are male gamete cells and their function is reproduction. As you can see in the diagram, their shape is very special. We can clearly identify three parts: the head, the middle piece and the tail. So the head contains a haploid nucleus, which means they have only 23 chromosomes, whereas all the other body cells within a human contains 46 or 23 pairs of chromosomes, but a sperm cell, being a gamete cell, contains only 23 chromosomes, so that it is called a haploid nucleus. At the tip of the head, there is a special organelle called acrosome, which contains digestive enzyme. Once a sperm cell reaches an egg cell, these digestive enzymes are released so that the cell membrane of the egg cell would be digested and the two nuclei will be able to fuse together so that the fertilization can take place. The sperm cells are mobile cells, which means they are able to move. So this movement needs a lot of energy. The middle part of the cell contains a lot of mitochondria to release energy to support movement of the cell. The tail or the flagellum helps in swimming. Egg cells are female gamete cells and their function is reproduction. Egg cells also have a few adaptations. First one, they also have a haploid nucleus with 23 chromosomes in it. Nutrients are stored in the cytoplasm so that the early stages of the growth of the embryo can be supported with these nutrients. Egg cells contain a jelly coat outside the cell that is for protection. After fertilization, all these protective membranes change so that no more sperms can enter. So this will allow only one sperm to penetrate and fertilization would take place.